Welcome to Going for the Green. And this week, the PGA Tour stops at Jack's Place for the Memorial Tournament. Denny, once again, Scottie Scheffler is the overwhelming favorite at plus 300 and 12,500 on DFS. Are you at all interested in Mr. Scottie Scheffler at this price?
Look, I ran the model 15 different ways, Brad. I was trying to find some sort of chink in the armor. I couldn't. He's just a machine all the time, everywhere, on the green, around the green. This is the thing. I mentioned this basically on every time we do the show. He is so good around the greens that even if his long game is off, even if his approach game is off, it doesn't matter. He gets up and down. So what I would say for DFS, he's going to be massively rostered. You just have to come to grips with it. And honestly, it's hard to imagine a winning tournament roster without Scottie Scheffler this week.
Yeah, I agree. I actually took the Scottie Scheffler bait. I took him in a parlay to win with the Boston Celtics to win the NBA Finals at plus 595. I also took him by himself at plus 360. I typically like to be around 6 to 1 to 8 to 1 in my odds in terms of overall betting card. Since Scottie Scheffler was so low and his price was so low, I was only able to bet on Scottie Scheffler. But we have to talk about Scottie Scheffler with this holistic view of not just this year, but how he's been throughout his career, or at least the last 3 years, right? Mm-hmm. Scottie Scheffler finished at this tournament third place 2 times. I think it was once last year and 2 years before that. And last year, when I looked it up, Denny, I thought this was pretty remarkable. Scottie Scheffler, that was back when he couldn't putt, remember?
Right.
Scottie Scheffler finished third in this tournament while losing 8.5 strokes on the putting green. To put that in perspective, the average tour pro would miss the cut if they lost 8 strokes on the putting surface. Scottie still finished inside the top 5. And with the Boston Celtics, they're the best team in the NBA. They've lost 20 games all season. This is not a basketball podcast, but I rate them very highly. Whatever advanced metric you want to look at, they're either number 1 or number 2. But the last thing on Scottie Scheffler, before I kind of close my point here, is Scottie Scheffler has played 2 bad rounds in the past 6 months. Number 1 was the second round of the PGA Championship, the third round of the PGA Championship, when all of the drama that happened the night before getting arrested kind of settled in. And the second round was the round when they've had the press conference about his charges getting dropped.
Right.
The only times he's played bad is when he's had massive distractions in the media. Now that this has all kind of been put to bed, I think Scottie Scheffler can excel here. Murrayfield's a course that's tough, man. It's tough. Good golfers win at tough golf courses.
But if you were to design a course for Scottie Scheffler to win at, it would be Muirfield. It would be Jack's Place. Like if you, it's just the way it is. That's why I say you kind of, it's kind of the cost of doing business this week in DFS is just eating that chalk. Okay. He's going to be super chalky. So it goes, and we're hoping that Scottie Scheffler is not arrested this week. This is, I think we can bank on it, but who knows?
We need Scottie to stay out of all legal trouble. Like, don't even smile at somebody incorrectly. No. Just look forward and keep it pushing. Denny, you're on a guy who I'm on, but also I was shocked to see they're not a 10K golfer. Collin Morikawa is sitting at 9,800. What do you like about him?
Yeah, so Collin Morikawa is playing as good as anyone not named Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah,
I'm looking for accurate drivers in this field. Guys who can put the ball on the short grass, give themselves a chance to hit it close on these short greens, and the penalty is rather large for missing the greens, as you know, Brad. So I think Morikawa, more than anyone right now, even more than Scheffler, is putting himself in position to do that. He's the most accurate driver in this field. And he's gained strokes around the green in 7 straight events. So in the case that he's not on with his iron play, he can get up and down. We know that he's been good for the past 2 months around the green. He's finished in the top 10 in 3 of his past 5 events, including the PGA Championship and the Charles Schwab Challenge. I think, he might be a little bit highly rostered, but I'm okay with that. This is a small field. You're going to have to pick and choose who you fade. I'm having a tough time fading Collin Morikawa.
Yeah, I think the only way you could fade Collin Morikawa would just be how much he's going to be rostered, and you don't like how he played at the beginning of the year. But since then, that's changed, right? 4 straight top 5 finishes in majors, in signature events. Collin Morikawa, I'm on him to finish top 10, but I also double dip. And I don't play this market often. That's first round leader. I got him at 22-1. If you want to go through the list of things that you're going to need here at Jack's place, he's either first or second in all of them. First in driving accuracy, first in strokes gained around the green, second in strokes gained tee to green behind Mr. Scottie Scheffler, who I already bet on. First round leader is a crapshoot at times, right? But when you think about course fits and you think about difficult courses, I like playing first round leaders at difficult courses with a horse for course. Why? Because you're not going to see a bunch of guys going out there and just lighting it up with a bunch of birdies. But Morikawa, who was first round leader here in 2021, is third in the PGA and first round scoring average at 67.4, only behind Xander and Patrick Cantlay. If Xander is first round leader, I will live with it. But I think this sets up so well for Collin Morikawa, who's already had multiple first round leaders this season.
My guy is not a long driver, but he'll put it, in the fairway, and that's what matters here.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me what you like about Mr. Russell Henley.
Yeah, Henley, he could be popular. Right now, he's not being projected to be super popular in DFS. That could change in the next 24 hours as the tout industrial complex gets on Russell Henley. Sometimes that does happen, but very affordable, 8,100 price on DraftKings. Henley has played really well since early April, so this is not just a super recent form thing. He's gained strokes on approach and around the green in 5 straight events, which I think is notable for how this course plays. He's the second most accurate driver in this field behind the aforementioned Collin Morikawa. Brad, I'm all in on guys who will just get it in the fairway. Okay, this is what we're going for this week. And he's 6th best in this field on approaches from the 175 to 200 range. There are going to be a lot of those in comparison to other PGA Tour courses. And Henley has been really good, especially, like I said, since early April.
For anyone out there who likes looking at models or like looking at the strokes gained data, there's 2 metrics that you can find here where you either can bet a guy or fade a guy. I like looking at driving accuracy, and I like looking at good drives. Good drives, the difference between the 2 is how far away from the fairway you are. So if you're only like a yard off the fairway, you're not going to get as penalized negatively or poorly as someone who is 5 to 10 yards. And Russell Henley is in the green, as we would say, in both of those. A guy who kind of was off my list, but I think I'm going to go with massive good vibes here, and that's Justin Thomas, top 20 at -110. And why I say good vibes, I'm going to Las Vegas this weekend, Denny, and I will be watching golf from the Caesars Palace Lounge.
Sounds
last
nice,
time I was there, I bet on Justin Thomas, and he won the tournament. It's good vibes, man, but on top of the good vibes, we have to talk about the good golf he's playing. T8 PGA, T21 at Wells Fargo, and T5 at RBC Heritage. In all of those events, he was striking the ball phenomenally. We talked about a metric that's really important at this course, and that's tee to green. He's 5th in strokes gained tee to green, and much like Collin Morikawa, he is phenomenal around the greens. I don't need him to win. I just need him to beat out 51 other golfers.
Thomas and his buddy Jordan Spieth are sneaky DFS plays this week. Speith obviously a little sneakier than Thomas. You're gonna have to hold your nose for Speith, but I actually don't hate Speith because he's been driving the ball well. He's been good around the greens. If he could just hit one iron shot near the pin, that would be awesome. So just consider that.
Denny, there's a song I really like. It's Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Every time I see JT Poston's name, I want to sing the song. I don't know if I have the guts to bet him as frequently as I should. He did catch a first-round leader not too long ago. What are your expectations of Mr. Postman, JT Poston, in this tournament?
You'll have to excuse my dog. He gets excited over JT Poston. But JT Poston, 7,100 on DraftKings, 81% accuracy off the tee this season. That's 3rd best among players in this field. Top 12 finishes in 2 of his past 4 events. He missed the cut at the PGA Championship, which obviously hurts, but that was a disastrous putting week for him. That's very, very abnormal. He's really good around the green. So I think his game actually fits this course better than most would think. And I don't expect him to be super highly rostered.
With JT Poston, he has the ability to do something that a lot of golfers can't. And that's just hit the greens and make putts, make 2 putts. there's going to be a lot of holes here that are going to be playing over par, and JT Poston's putting ability will help him eliminate a lot of those bad scores.
Absolutely. And again, that PGA Championship, very fluky. He's been good on the greens this season.
Yes. Every bad putter has 1 or 2 bad putting tournaments a year. It just happens. That's golf. But Denny, I want to say before we go, Alex Noren, I'm fading him this week. He made me so mad. I just had to get this out there. This is no longer an Alex Noren show.
Whoa.
No longer. I'm done with him. But I'm going to let everyone go here. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check out NBCsports.com for more help with your wagers. For Denny Carter, I'm Brad Thomas. Thanks for tuning in to Going for the Green.